Hello, good morning. Well, for me it's morning. Good morning and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this Get Ready With Me, where I am gonna chat about, well, okay, let's start from the beginning. Normally I do a video at the end of the year around like 5 brands or 6 brands or X amount of brands that I want to try during next year. This year I'm doing the total opposite. I don't really want to try any new brands. I don't at least want to like hone in on it and be like, I'm gonna try these brands. Like, I'm gonna do the total opposite. I'm gonna try to not try any new brands, and I'm gonna chat about why while I do my makeup. Fun times. Fun times all around. And if you have not been here before, this is your first video here. Hello, my name is Angie. I'm such a lover of beauty makeup. I love everything beauty makeup related. I love playing with all of it. New, old, especially colorful. And if you want to see some more makeup in a timeline, if you want to see some more colorful things in a timeline, definitely don't forget to subscribe, because normally I upload 5 videos a week, but right now I'm uploading every day until Christmas. Okay, so I did zoom in a little bit. If you hear anything in the background, they're still building on this house. I don't know how long they're gonna build in this house. It's honestly, it's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna do a little twist. There's gonna be a little twist to this Get Ready With Me, and that is that all of the products that I'm gonna be using in this Get Ready With Me are older products. And in the makeup community, older products could be like, they came out 2 weeks ago. But with older products, I mean, none of these products were released in 2021. They're all from 2020 or older. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. This is an old OG. For me, this is a new foundation, but it is a pretty... I have reviewed it though. This is like an OG favorite. So I wanted to talk about like, why am I not doing one of those videos? Why am I not doing a video that's like trying this amount of brands for 2022. It's so crazy. I keep calling this year 2020. How am I gonna get used to calling it 2022? Like, I don't, it's impossible. Send help. I've been doing the trying this amount of brands for the first time for I think 3 years, and this would have been my 4th year. I'm pretty sure that this was initially started by Samantha March. I think I'm gonna skip that. I think this was initially started by Samantha March, basically in a way of just highlighting brands that we hadn't tried, that we wanted to like try out, which is not necessarily a bad idea. I think it's a really good idea. The problem right now is that there are so many brands on the market that after... Okay, so here's the thing. After 4 years, if I were to do this for the 4th year, there is literally not a lack of brands to put on the list. One would think that you would at some point reach the end and be like, okay, I've literally tried all the brands that I want to try, but there is no lack of brands to put on the list. More and more brands are coming out. There are so many brands that are new that I could put on the list that I've never tried, or brands that have gotten some hype this year that I haven't gotten around to try. But here's what I've learned from doing this for the past 3 years. First of all, I never end up trying those brands. That's like the main thing. I never end up trying those brands, and it's not because of lack of trying. Sometimes I do. I remember this year, for example, that video should already be live, I think. I'm pretty sure that video is already live, of the brands that I wanted to try in 2021 and whether or not I did. And spoiler alert, there was a brand on that list that I have really fallen in love with. I've tried quite a lot of things from the brand, and it is now one of those brands that is literally on my radar, like I want to try new things, and that is Charlotte Tilbury. I don't... Here's the thing. I think that would have happened even if I didn't put it on the list. And there were some brands that I put on the list, like Give Me Glow or Lime Crime, that I just didn't try. And I also remember putting Viseart on the list for 2 times until I finally the 3rd year tried it. And it's not because it was on the list, it's because they finally released something that I wanted to try, and I feel like I'm forcing it. Because at the end of the day, if something releases that I want to try, that I want to own, I'm gonna buy it regardless of it being on the list or not. And sometimes I feel like I'm forcing it, like, oh, I put this brand on the list and now I need to buy things to try it. And it's like, why? You already have enough makeup. You don't need to find new holy grails. When you have 10 holy grails, do you really need to be on the search for the 11th? It doesn't really roll off the tongue, the search for my 11th holy grail. doesn't have the same ring to it. Okay, so one part is like me just, it feels a bit like disingenuous to just be like, I'm gonna try this brand because I don't know what they're gonna be releasing. What if they released super exciting things in 2021 and I was like, oh, I should have bought that, but it's too late to review as a YouTuber. I can still buy it and own it, of course. But then what if everything else they ever release is like a snooze fest? Or what if they get into drama? Or like, you never know. And that's why I want it to be a little bit more natural. Is that the right? I don't know. Oh my god, should I have found a brush before I started painting on myself? Send help. Okay, let's see how this works out. But it's like, you never know what's gonna happen, and I'd rather just be like, I'd buy from a brand for the first time when or if they release something that I just feel like I can't get from like one of the brands I already know and love. Because something that I have noticed is that I am more brand... When did that become so patchy? Hello? Sir? That could definitely have been this brush. This is not the ideal brush. That's my fault. I should have found a better brush. But one of the things that I have noticed is that I have always been the person that's like, oh, I want to try new brands. I want to discover new jewels. And I have. There's a lot of brands that I have been one of the first that in the community that I am in to try, and I've absolutely fallen in love with them. And it's just been a really fun experience, and I love finding those gems. I really do. And I also love finding gems through others. It's just so much fun. There are so many brands that I have discovered through others, giving them a chance for the first time, or through like YouTube reviews, or like random, like whatever. It's been so much fun. But I am more brand loyal than I thought I was, and that is something that I have discovered this year. And if you are a somewhat regular viewer on my channel, you have probably heard me say stuff along the lines of, I am not buying neutral palettes from a brand I haven't tried, but if my favorite brand releases a neutral palette, I'll give it a try. What is that if not like super brand loyalty undercover? It's like ninja brand loyalty. This brush is not meant for this bronzer, okay? That is something that is what we have discovered. That is something we have discovered today. So I think that I need to just comment a bit about deciding at the end of one year what my new brands for next year is going to be, because that just never ends up being that way. It just never ends up being that way. Remember one year I had Makeup Revolution. I'm like, I'm going to experience more Makeup Revolution, and that turned out to just be a festival of disappointments. And this year I had, like I said, that is my share. Share is not coming moving, okay? It can't come in the move. This share has done its part, okay? It's moving on. But that was one of the brands that I wanted to try this year was Charlotte Tilbury. I said this. And I started trying out, I put Charlotte Tilbury on the list because I had already bought some. So here's the thing. I had already bought some things in December from Charlotte Tilbury because I was so intrigued with the brand. And I was like, might as well just put it on the list because I'm probably going to try out more things during the year. But this was a brand that I was already so intrigued with, and not necessarily because Charlotte Tilbury makes like super riveting, like revolutionary things, but more that I heard so many people say that, not that they loved Charlotte Tilbury, because a lot of people will say like, oh, I love this brand, or I love this product, and blah blah blah. They were saying that Charlotte Tilbury was their favorite brand. That's something else. That's something else. And I will say, I have been really pleased with most things I have tried from Charlotte Tilbury, and yeah, I have been really pleased. I have been really liking it, and I'm happy that I tried that brand. Did I need to put it on the list together with 4 other brands that I barely tried? Was that needed? So I think I'm just gonna make it more organic, because I just end up disappointing myself. If we're gonna be totally honest, I end up disappointing myself for no reason. So I want to talk a little bit about like brand loyalty and what I mean with brand loyalty, and what I think it means for me on my YouTube and on my channel, and as a content creator on YouTube, and why I feel like that has been something something good for me and something that I want to continue to do. I love this. I haven't used this one for like a month or two, and I really, really love this one. It's such a pretty... I will link everything down below. Did I say that? I don't know if I said that, but I will, because I have noticed that I'm not really mentioning the makeup, even though these are all oldies but goodies from my collection. Some of them are products that I mentioned as my yearly favorites in like the best of 2020. A lot of these things are actually from that. I was feeling like I wanted a really cool toned lip. I wonder if this is gonna clash with my eye makeup. I don't care. I am actually going to be using this one today. I am so excited. I love this one. I think it's such a fun palette. I think I'm going to start with this red here and then blend it out with this. I'm doing something red. Sue me. I'm doing something red. I'm super excited. I'm not 100% sure how I want to do this. I think I'm going to maybe do a cut crease. Is that what I'm doing? I might do a cut crease. So when it comes to brand loyalty, not only is it really nice as a reviewer to really know a brand, like to know all the formulas, or at least most of the formulas from brand, being able to compare new releases to old releases, and like seeing the progression or regression in a brand, being able to follow the timeline. It's a really fun thing as a reviewer to be a part of, like to really like a brand and see how it, like, I don't know, how it evolves and see its journey, especially if it's a brand that you've been with, not, I don't want to say from the beginning, but at least like from the somewhat start of a brand, or maybe at least from when it got like popular. There's a couple of brands that I have reviewed since before they actually became super popular. One of them is Juvia's Place, another one is Kaleidos. Like, I've reviewed them for a really long time, and I know, because I can see how people find my channel, I can see what people search for when they find my channel, and I know that it's not uncommon for people to find my channel through searching for my name and those brands, because they want to see me review that brand. And I like that. I really like that. I like that I am being connected with brands that I really love and enjoy and respect, and whose like formulas is some of my favorites. This is looking really crazy right now. Don't come for me. I know. This is how I'm gonna start out. I'm just gonna blend a little bit on the edge now, and then I am gonna bring in some of that lighter red. The way that the beauty community is now, or the way that the makeup industry is now, I should probably say, there are so many releases coming out that there is no longer a lack of things to try and to review, even if you're only sticking to the brands you really love. Because sometimes I have felt really overwhelmed with reviews, not only through this year, but through my entire YouTube like career. If you've been here for a really long time, you know that there's been several times where I have been wanting to review new brands, or been wanting to review all the fun things that you have showed interest in, and I've just been a little bit overwhelmed. And if I only review from the brands that I really like, love and support, and that I know are like my favorite brands, even if I only review from those brands, I'm busy. Listen, I'm booked and busy. I have several brands that I feel somewhat loyal to. I really love what they're doing. I love what they're releasing. I mean, just BH Cosmetics, Colourpop, Natasha Denona, Kaleidos, Oden's Eye, several brands like Alien Cosmetics that I just really love what they're releasing, and I don't think that I have any like spots left on my calendar. With that being said, I don't want to be like, oh, these are the only brands that I'm reviewing. Of course not. There are always like going to be releases from brands that I maybe not normally buy from, or that I've never bought from, that I'm like, that is perfect. That is perfect for me. I really need to try it, but I don't need to be pinpointed or guessing what brand's gonna have that in 2022 now. When it happens, it happens. And if I see something that's like, ooh, like the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop palettes, when those were released, I bought them, I reviewed them, and now BH Cosmetics is one of my favorite brands. Sometimes it happens, but I don't need to be actively looking for those kind of opportunities, because like I said, a bitch is booked and busy. I put a little red under my eyes, and ooh, I'm just cutting out the crease now. I think this is gonna be a really, really cool look. I'm having Hello! Listen, if I'm not hyping myself up, who's gonna hype me up, okay? Who's gonna hype me up? Who's gonna hype me up? But yeah, my plan for 2022, it is not to necessarily... I don't know if I'm actively like, I am not gonna try any new brands, even though that's probably how I'm like naming this video, but I'm sure as hell not trying. I'm not actively trying. How is this? How is this? I think I'm gonna do a little bit of like just stamp this with the red. Oh, and I'm also gonna do like I'm gonna put some of this red here, and I'm gonna put it as a liner out. Am I making sense? Not really. Let me see if I can show you. Do I think I can show you? Like I'm taking the red and I'm just gonna do a line with this red out. So it's like a double cut crease moment, and I think I'm also gonna use this dark red and I'm gonna fill out the line on the top side. This isn't really a tutorial. This is me playing with my own makeup because I'm having fun. And I'm not that pressed about making it absolutely perfect either. Oh, and I do want to fill out this part. Maybe I'll do that first. I want to fill that out. I want to use this. Am I going to use the pink? Or am I going to do the... Yeah, I think I'm going to do this one. That's like a... Is it a bone colored matte? I think it's like almost a bone... Yeah, it's slightly powdery pink. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. This video is all over the place. I am such a fan of this look. I think it's so cool. I mean, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday and my plans for today is to film this and then go and buy more milk. So let's put on falsies, shall we? I really like how dramatic this look turned. I'm a big fan. And I'm using my all-time favorite lashes, which are the House of Lashes Iconics. They never disappoint. But I really like this look. What are you doing? No. Don't try and escape your faith, which is to be here on the side. Okay, here's the thing. I love trying new brands, I really do. But this past year, that is supposed to be a fun challenge has just felt a little bit limiting and a little bit forced, and just something that hasn't really been giving me the motivation or the inspiration that I think that the original plan was. Because back when this started, like like 4 years ago, it was more of a I should branch out, I should try more brands. And there wasn't like, not that there wasn't brands available, but indie brands wasn't a thing. I mean, it was a thing, but only like really hardcore makeup nerds bought from indie brands. Let me put it like that. And since then, things have exploded. There are so many more mainstream brands, so many more influencer brands, so many more celebrity brands, and also so many more indie brands. And so many more indie brands that are known not only to the hardcore makeup fans, but to a lot of people, to be honest. Like a lot of people that like makeup, they know about indie brands, like they know who they are, and even though they might not buy from them themselves, they're not against buying from an indie brand. And I see a lot more people being open to buying from sites that aren't Ulta or Sephora, like being open to the idea of buying stuff from the internet without seeing it first. Is this lash on? I hope it is. So I feel like for me, I'm not afraid to try new brands. I've already tried so many brands. I've found some of my favorites, and I'm no longer on a quest for my favorite brand. I'm no longer on a quest for my favorite formulas or on a quest for my holy grail products. Sometimes my holy grail products get discontinued, but that is more a quest for the product, not necessarily a full brand. And if I see something truly exciting being released, or if I find something for a brand that I never tried, that I'm like dying to try, like it's my aesthetic, it's my thing, it's like they released it for me, I will definitely try it. But I'm not gonna make a mission out of it, because let's be honest, I've failed at that mission for several years, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm taking a break for it. Maybe I'll feel totally different at the end of 2022. Who knows? Let me know if you have any brands that you are extremely loyal to, or if you have any brands that you're like, this is going to be the year that I pull the trigger. This is going to be the year that I try X brand. Let me know about that as well. And also don't forget to subscribe, because I will have a video tomorrow as well. I'm in the middle of Vlogmas. Hopefully I'll be able to upload every day until Christmas, unless my move gets in the way, but it's a mission. I'm trying my best. Also check the description box for info about everything that I'm wearing here, along with my vlog channel, my merch shop, and my other socials. And yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow in a new video. Bye!